that unbelievable cell phone video of that fire and the sudden explosion. That was a guy who was watching that from some distance away, and
right.
When the explosion happens, boy, you can see that the concussion. And we're waiting now for an update on that plant explosion.
Yeah, Dan is live in West. Dan, what can you tell us?
About 30 seconds out.
Well, good morning, Latoya and Tim. We are told we're just about 30 seconds away from an update this morning from the authorities here set up at the News Media Center. We are hoping to find out if there's been any changes in the fatality count. The last word, it was between 5 and 15 fatalities resulting from this massive explosion at the fertilizer plant. The latest injury estimate we had, about 160 people injured, taken to hospitals, mostly to a hospital in Waco, as well as a couple other local hospitals. A few of the burn patients taken to Parkland. Here's the briefing.
To keep me here for a little bit longer, all right? I'll talk the best I can and give you as much as I can, but you're just going to have to bear with me. If we get to the point of asking questions towards the end of this again, please speak loudly enough where I can hear you so I don't have to keep asking you what. Okay, here's where we stand at this point. Eventually, probably in the next couple of hours, I will be getting some relief. Somebody will come in and take over my spot. I don't know who that is. For those of you that don't know me, I am a Waco police sergeant for the city of Waco. I'm the spokesperson for Waco PD. My name is Sergeant William Patrick Swanton, W. Patrick Swanton. I'm the spokesperson for the police department in Waco. We got called out here last night about 9:30, and we've been here ever since. I don't work for West PD. I don't work for McLennan County, but obviously those guys are very tied up at this point, so we are helping every bit that we can. It's not just us. There are numerous agencies, law enforcement, fire, first aid, responders, Red Cross, federal agencies. Lots of folks are here, and West has seen a tremendous outpouring of support and a tremendous community involvement. They have got together with each other, are leaning on each other, and very supportive. What I will try to give you at this point is a little bit more than we have before. I ask you again to bear with us, as this is a bit of a tedious process down there. They are being very thorough. They are taking their time in their searches, and I assure you they are not going to move fast because y'all want more information. They are going to move at the speed they need to. We will try and keep you updated with what they're doing, but understand too that being in law enforcement 32 years, I know not to bother those guys. And I know what they're doing. Those guys and gals out there are in a heart, gut-wrenching job at this point, and they're doing the best that they can. That being said, I can tell you that before I leave this morning, once I get a replacement here, I will make sure that we do one last briefing with you to introduce whoever it is going to be to take my spot, and we'll make sure that everybody is aware that I'm no longer here and that whoever it is taking over my role and will be your go-to person for however long that will be. Okay, so far what I have new for you is that at 11:45 this morning, Governor Perry will be doing a press conference at the DPS headquarters in Austin, Texas. If you have affiliate stations, support staff, people that you can send there, they will be doing that again, DPS headquarters, 11:45. Should be fairly informative about what he knows, what he can release, what he is doing, what his office, what the federal folks have offered to assist the community of West here as well. At 7 o'clock this morning, our ground team, for lack of a better word, the folks that are there doing the search and rescue, the administrative part of that, the folks that include McLennan County Sheriff's Department, West Police Department, EMS, Fire, Emergency Management, ATF, the State Fire Marshal, and several other agencies. I know I'm forgetting some or don't know of some that are there, but will assure you there is a huge organization of mixed groups that are working together to still find survivors, to still find people that are injured, and are doing their job of still going to door. They had a briefing at 7 o'clock this morning with the administration there. They are continuing their search and rescue efforts. They have not changed anything that they have been doing because of weather, because of rain, because it got cold. They are continuing to search for survivors or injured people to make sure that we get them the medical help if they are still there. That being said, I don't know how many folks may still be trapped in rubble. They have not been able to give me much more on the damage other than to say that there is a significant area around the fertilizer plant that has been destroyed. Homes have been destroyed. There are homes flattened. Part of that community is gone. They are going again door to door. They are still searching. The weather did help us in some aspects with the chemical part of the fire, obviously keeping the environment, chemicals down out of the environment, filtering, if you will, with the rain. Last thing I heard about the fire at the fertilizer plant, it was smoldering. They felt more comfortable. As time goes on, we're feeling better about the fire there. There were still several fires from homes that were destroyed. Those fires are smoldering as well. I can tell you there is nothing out of control there at this point, meaning there's no fire out of control. There is no chemical escape from the fertilizer plant that's out of control. They are working to contain everything that they have in that area and are doing a fantastic job in very harsh circumstances in a very rough terrain, as you can imagine. I've had several requests from many of you about trying to get into the area. I will tell you, I don't know when or if that is going to happen. I will tell you that the folks that are on the ground securing that neighborhood have said there are unidentified people in the neighborhoods. There has been a small amount of looting, to my understanding. We are securing that neighborhood as best we can, meaning that everybody that is in there will either be law enforcement, first responders, medical, somebody with a reason, an immediate reason for being there. I can't tell you the number of looters, whether they've been caught. I can tell you that there have been reports of people down there. Whether they're going into homes or just pilfering off the street, things maybe they're finding, I don't know. That is a significant concern to us. This is a community that we are going to do our absolute best to protect. And if that means offending some folks by not letting them come home right away to keep them safe, keep their neighborhood safe, then we'll do that and we'll apologize later for putting some people out. I can assure you as media that it is not safe for you to be down there right now due to the conditions of the homes and the ongoing smoldering fires. Again, nothing out of control, but we don't want to put anybody in harm's way and get anybody injured. At some point, I'm assuming they will get you down there and let you see the devastation that we're talking about. I think it will be pretty dramatic for y'all to actually be able to see and piece together with your stories about what you've hearing me talk about all morning. At some point that will occur. I don't know when, and I apologize for not being able to give you a timeline on that. That's just, it is what it is, and at some point that will happen, but I don't know when. Most likely I will be gone, and that will be up to somebody else to do. There are no new numbers. I can tell you there are still firefighters missing. I don't know if I told you in the last press briefing or not that one of the missing persons was a firefighter / law enforcement officer. I can tell you that individual has been found. He is in a hospital and he has some pretty serious injuries. I don't know his status, is whether it's critical, serious, or whatever, but I was told that he is in the hospital, has some pretty serious injuries. There are still firefighters missing. Those of you that have asked me earlier about the numbers, I don't know. I can tell you that I have found out for you that it is a volunteer fire department, meaning that they probably have a very large contingent of people that are willing to risk their life for their neighbors and their community at the phone call. That's what they were doing last night when this occurred. I don't know how many initially responded. I do know that there were numerous firefighters there. We have accounted for many, but there are some that are not accounted for. I think that kind of brings me up to speed with everything that I know. Again, I know that information is a little limited. Short of assuring you that they are there on the ground still, they are still in what they're calling a search and rescue mode. That's good news to me, meaning that they are probably still getting injured people. They have not got to the point of no return where they don't think that there's anybody still alive.